If you are under the age of 18 and you are watching this video, please stop now. This content is not intended for you. Hey everybody, it's Tamika. I am here to share with you guys a super quick and easy project that you guys can create using your remnants, using your scraps. You know I love a 2-for-1, so I'm killing all of my little paper pads because one, I'm running low on paper and all I have is remnants, but I'm just trying to find ways that I could still use those. Using up all your little journaling spots, your ephemera, piecing like together your 6x6 pads and things like that. So what I'm using here is the Prima Pretty Pale paper pad in the A4 size. So I'm using that for this particular project, and I'm going to have a tutorial for you guys right after this, and to show you guys how to put it together. Won't be decorating, but I'll show you how to put it together. And this is quite dimensional. So not only do you get to use up all your scraps, but you can also, and this is the 2-for-1, is use it to package up goodies or handmade embellishments. And really cool if you're able to use the paper that you did the project in too. So here's the inside. Really cute. Just, I love this finished, clean, crisp look. So you can even put a photo here or some words or a card, your message, and kind of make this a all-inclusive type deal. So here is a little pocket, and feel free to notch out like a little circle in there, but it's a pretty deep pocket. This is 5x7, so this is that wide or that tall. And I just stacked in some ephemera pieces in there that's left over from the Pretty Pale. And my edges, which is what I really like, is not just cardstock, it's folded over to make a nice finished look. And here we have a cute little pocket, and this is holding a set of the Pretty Pale flowers. So if you wanted to go ahead and create it in one collection, add some embellishments or stuff that matches that collection and send it off. And then right here on this little pocket, you could make this another little pocket and stick something in there, or you can put a card, your business card or something, or you can put a nice little message, which is what I plan to do here. And then its closure is with seam binding, and I did complete the back. So on the front, I've just layered, like I said, it's super dimensional, and you can leave this to your imagination. But I used some wood pieces, ephemera, key, and this is like a vintage chic. It's really cute. It's kind of the stuff that I dabbled in when I first started crafting, so it was really cool to play with these kind of papers. I have everything just popped up on dimensionals. I have bits of lace, flowers. There's a yarn heart that someone created and gave to me. I've cut up my little scraps here and kind of layered them at the top, added some pearls, more lace. Just kind of dig through your whatnot bin and see what you can find to put in there. Beautiful flowers. And then I sprayed it with some of Prima's shimmer mist, which I haven't used any of shimmer mist or glimmer mist in a long time. So I was able to spray that with some of that antique gold or tea color or tea something, I don't know. But yeah, I think it turned out super, super cute. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys how I put this base together so you guys can make one as well. So let's get started. So to start out, for your base, you need 2 sheets of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I'm using craft for the tutorial, so you guys won't see the flashes. So you'll need 2 of these. This is all you need to create the base, and you can just layer with pattern paper with your remnants and your morsels after that. So the first sheet you'll need to cut at 8 by 11, so we're going to work on that now. For this tutorial, I'm going to pull out my Maggie Holmes Bloom paper to kind of layer on top to show you guys like a finished look or semi-finished look without the decorations. There will be a complete list of items that you'll need down in the description box and the cut list for this project. Alright, you want to start out on the 8-inch side, and you want to score at a 1/2 inch on both sides. So 1/2 inch on the left, flip it, and score a 1/2 inch on the right. Turn it to the 11-inch side, and you want to score at 5, 5.5, and 10.5. You want to take your scissors and miter off the 2 corners on the scored side. So those are the 2 corners that you'll need to miter, and then there's no mitering on this side. And then you want to cut out this little middle square on both sides. Alright, this is what you should have. There's a score mark here, a set in the middle, some at the bottom, and some at the top. You want to go over all of this with your bone folder. Alright, you have everything all folded over. You want to grab your adhesive and apply to all of the tabs and glue those down. All right, this is what you should have. Your folded over edge should be on the right. So the non-edge with no fold over is facing toward the left. That'll give you an idea of the direction of which I'm preparing the project. So this is what you should have. So we're going to go ahead and layer the inside, because you have to do that before we finish the next step. So these squares or these rectangles are 5 by 7. So 5 by 7, 5 by 7, and this is a 1/2 inch. So you want to go ahead and layer, whether you leave an offset or not, to go ahead and layer these 1, 2, 3 pieces. So these are my loose remnants of the Maggie Holmes paper. So that's what I'm going to use to layer my project. Alright, so I've gone ahead and layered the inside of my paper. Again, my 1/2 inch score mark is on this side, and just be aware of if you have directional paper. So this again is 5 by 7, 5 by 7 and 1 inch, and I just layered mine 1/8 of an inch smaller. So 4 7/8 by 6 7/8, and then 7/8 by 6 7/8 for the middle piece. Alright, we're going to put this aside for a second. Alright, we're going to pull out the second piece of cardstock, and we're going to cut this down to 5.5 by 6. Make sure you cut it the long way, because we're going to use this piece for something else. So put it in on the 11-inch side and then cut it that way. We're going to bring back out our scoreboard, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. Alright, once you scored it at 1/2 inch on all 4 sides, on the 5.5 inch side, so 5.5 is going horizontal, we want to make a little tick mark. You can use a pencil or use your bone folder at the 3.5. So just something where you can see. So I'm going to make a little tick mark at the 3.5 inch mark. And I'm going to flip it towards the right, 90 degrees. Just flip it to the right. And then we're going to put another tick mark at 3 inches. Alright, so now we're going to need our paper trimmer. So you want to grab your paper trimmer, or if you're not using a paper trimmer, you can use a ruler. Let me show you how it is on the paper trimmer though. So here's my tick mark here, and then there's a tick mark here. You just want to angle it to match it up. Make sure those lines are matching up. And then you want to score it straight across, right on those lines. If you're using a ruler, you would place your tick mark there, and you do the same thing that you would on your trimmer, only you would take your ruler at the tip to the tip there, you draw a line, and then you'd place this line on your scoreboard or wherever you score at and crease that. Alright, so now we want to miter all these corners. So we're going to miter there, just all 4 sides, and then we're going to miter a couple more things. But just make sure you get all these 4 sides completed right at an angle. You're cutting off the angle of all 4 of those sides. And then where you had your score line here, which is indicated by this pencil mark, you want to miter that. So we're going to go and cut out a triangle around that mark. So let me show you. We're going to cut, so this is the mark. I'm going to go a little bit to the left of it, just to the score mark. I'm going to follow that line. So it's parallel line. Parallel line to that mark, and then I'm going to cut out a nice triangle to meet that mark, right exactly on the score line, so you have a little notch. Alright, we're going to do the same thing to this. We're going to go parallel. This time it's on the right of the mark, parallel to the right, all the way to the score line, and we're going to cut out a chunk of triangle. Make sure you get all the way to the score mark. Alright, so that's how that should look. And then this is going to fold over. So once you see how that's folded, you may have to cut a little bit more or cut a little bit less to have a perfect angle. So here I need to just notch out a little bit more. So I'm just going to follow that along the score mark and then miter it a little bit. And the same here, because we want that to be a flat surface. So now when I fold it over, it's just flat. No ridges, okay? Go ahead and give that a press, as well as all the other pieces. Alright, once all those pieces have been pressed, just like this, this is going to fold over like that. So you can cut off any of the excess that you like. So I just took my scissors and just left just a little tab at the top there, And I'm going to go ahead and only adhere that tab down and this. That's the only thing that we're adhering down right now. Alright, so this is what you should have right now, and this will end up being your nice and neat pocket. That way the recipient has like a nice little fold over edge. There's not sharp papers. It's just nice and smooth. So let's work on the opposite side of the envelope. Alright, go ahead and grab that second half of the paper that you have left, and we're going to cut this down to 8 by 5. Go ahead and grab your scoreboard, and we're going to score this on the 8-inch side. We're going to score it at 1/2 inch. Flip it, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. So basically we're just going to score 1/2 inch all the way around. Go ahead and miter all of these corners. Now take your bone folder and press over all your edges. Alright, this is what you should have. So we're just going to take one of the longer edges, and then we're going to add adhesive and fold that over. Just one long edge. Just like so. You have a nice little piece to grab so that there's no rough ends. Alright, these are the two pieces you should have. So we're going to go ahead and cover that with some cardstock. Alright, we're going to start with this piece. This piece is 4.5 by 5, and this is the direction with the corner facing left top. So I cut a piece of cardstock down to 1/8 of an inch smaller so I can have a border, and that's exactly where I want it. Now you could do one of two things. You can layer it, you know, with or without your border, and then you can just fold this over, or you can put it exactly how you want it, layered on your paper, flip it over, follow this line with the little pencil. Alright, then grab your trimmer and cut out on that line, and then scooch up a little bit if you're going to do the 1/8 of an inch, and cut that as well. That way you have the perfect fit to offset your pocket. So go ahead and attach that to this pocket. Alright, and this pocket is 4 by 7, so I went ahead and cut a piece out that is 1/8 of an inch smaller, so I'm going to go ahead and layer that. Feel free if you want to do a little notch situation here, that's totally up to you, so go ahead and do that. Otherwise, just layer your paper down. Again, the measurement for this is 4 by 7. So now you have your two pieces. At this point, you want to grab some double-sided tape or some ATG tape. Alright, so remember that you have your folded over edge, and that edge is not a raw edge, it's folded over. That 1/2 inch is on the right, and then the straight edge is on the left. So that is where we're going to apply this envelope, or this pocket. And so your flat edge is going to be facing to the top, and you want to apply some double-sided adhesive and line that up right at the corners. Alright, so there's your pocket there. Nice little pocket. And then you want to go ahead and do the same thing to the right side here, and apply double-sided tape to the flaps there. So there you go. You should have a nice little pocket here in which you can slide stuff in, and then a nice little pocket there. So if you're going to apply a closure piece, you want to go ahead and do that now, so that you can layer your paper on top. I'm just going to use a little bit of this twine that I get from the automotive section at the Dollar Tree. I start out by placing a little bit of hot glue on the spine, and then I just hold that there. Now if you're going to cover this up, you don't have to worry about it. You can use flat ribbon, of course, but you can go ahead and apply adhesive there too to keep that held down. So this measures 5 by 7. You want to go ahead and layer your paper accordingly. 5 by 7. This again is 1 by 7, and then again the back is 5 by 7. So I've cut out these pieces for the cover. I'm just going to lay it on top. Alright, so there you have it. Of course, you don't want to use anything bulky to tie your thing down unless you're adding a bunch of bulk to the top, but that's all adhered. You have a nice closure piece, and then you could fill this in with some goodies, like for instance, you can put this in here, some table scatter, put that in a cute little pouch. I mean, you have a nice wide band there. You can add some stamps to this side, or you can make like a little kit and put it in here some handmade embellishments that coordinates with the paper that you use. So it's just a great way to send goodies, to use up your little remnants from your stash, and a quick and easy project that you can create in a short amount of time. All right, guys, I hope you liked that tutorial. If you have any questions, leave them below. Again, this is the original one using the Pretty Pale paper by Prima. So like this video and let me know what you think, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.